is only war.
What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. We got another battle report for you today. We're doing a 3-part series again for an RTT that we actually just won for Chaos Space Marines. Now I couldn't wait to talk about this list with you guys. It's 110 cultists. People thought I was insane bringing this to the tournament. I created this list when the Chaos Space Marine nerf happened, when the Cursed Cultists, when my list basically just got killed off. So it sucked because I painted all 3 full units of a Cursed Cultist, like bought the models, painted up, probably one of the best paint jobs I've done in a very, very long time. And it was doing very well in tournaments. I placed really high in a lot of different events, but they basically just killed that. So a lot of people were testing out different lists, testing out different tactics, stuff like that. Just wait till you see this list. Wait till you see what we did in each game. And leave me in the comments below if it's crazy. You don't have to do it. You don't have to try it out. Just kind of test it out. You know, throw some models on the table. A lot of them can be 3D printed. I actually just 3D printed 100 cultists. 80 of them are 3D print. The other 20 I had already. So if you have an opportunity to get it, it's going to save you a lot of money. Who knows what it's going to be like with the new codex coming out. But if you guys are new to the channel, we do a lot of competitive battle reports and tactical videos up on YouTube. Also, we have a Patreon, which is specific stuff geared toward patreon.com. You can't really get it on YouTube, so we do a lot of stuff only on Patreon, like battle reports and also live streaming games, especially for any grandmasters want to see specific videos or tactical stuff up on Patreon. That's over on there. So if you guys want to support the channel, wouldn't be doing this without my Patreon. So thank you so much for supporting me. We're going to be growing a lot in 2024. We are about 1,200 away from 10,000 subscribers. Didn't think we would get there super fast, but it's been a grind. And we're about $95, give or take, away from the Patreon $1,000 event giveaway. So last time we got 500, we did a huge giveaway with a bunch of prize support, models and stuff like that. We're doing that again with Patreon 1,000. So once we get to $1,000 a month, we're going to be giving away up to $1,000 worth of stuff to all of our Patreons. So really appreciate the support, and I want to give it back to you guys, not only with the videos and stuff like that, but with the everything. So this is going to be a recorded video for the first 3 videos. We're going to go over game 1, 2, and 3, and the list is going to be exactly the same. So I'm going to go over the list so you guys can see the same thing in every single video, and then at the end of it, we're going to go into the battle report. So if you guys have already seen this, fast forward to that part of the video, and we're going to go over picture by picture, frame by frame, and turn by turn to kind of go over what we did good, how we could have got better, and what fucking crazy list this is. So let's get into the list. Alright guys, so I'm going to be posting the list in the description below, but this is the list. This is, let me there you go. So zombies are cultists. All right, so we were testing this out at RTT. I never ran it before. This is the first 3 games I ran this list. So zombies are cultists. Now the only reason we use zombies because Craig had them and they were color coded. There's no way I'm going to be able to move 100 models on the table and not have them color coded, because it would just be madness. So we actually used regular cultists for the heavy weapons like the stubbers, the flamers, and the crack missiles, and then all the regular guys have long guns. So the long guns have 2 shots each within 12 inches. It's basically rapid fire. I believe the strength didn't really matter. I think they're strength 3, but the strength doesn't matter because this list is all about rerolls, auto wounding on 5s, and stuff like that. But there are 100 zombies, cultists. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mans of 20. There's 1 man of 10. And basically they're all Tzeentch. I think I had 1 unit of Slaanesh, but I played him as Tzeentch the whole game because I forgot. So basically everything is Tzeentch, and that 10 man up there is Nurgle. They were mainly there for action, secondaries, coming on the table edge, blocking out the deployment zone, whatever it may be, but that's Nurgle. This list has changed a little bit since the last time I played it, so I'm trying to remember exactly what we had. And then we had 2 Nurgling units. They're really good for secondaries. They're just really good for Chaos in general. Abaddon is the Warlord. He's in this list specifically for the rerolls, because if everything is Tzeentch, you're able to crit on 5s and auto wound. So I don't care what the strength is, I'm just trying to roll as many 5s as possible with a full reroll, and everything's within 6 inches. So you basically tag off one guy, which means the whole unit gets full rerolls. And that's kind of what we've been doing with the 4+ invuln save with our Cursed Cultist build, which you've guys seen plenty of videos of. Then we have a 10-man Legionnaire unit. I love the 10-man with Abaddon, especially because if there's enough of them, he's going to get to his target, most likely. If there's 5 of them, they're a lot easier to kill, but if there's 10 of them, you can kind of like hopefully make your 4-up invuln saves and then pick off the ones you don't really need, and then once you get into combat, you just murder whatever you touch. Why we have them is because Abaddon can then reroll his Dark Pact with the icon in the unit, and also full rerolls to wound on an objective. So if an enemy unit's on an objective, Abaddon gets full rerolls to wound. He already has full rerolls to hit, so the whole squad plus himself has full rerolls to hit and full rerolls to wound with his devastating wounds. It's a blender. 5-man Terminator unit, they are Slaanesh. We also are using a Sorcerer in this list because of the -1 AP. So now anything that I want to target on a 2+, it's now everything is -1 extra AP on all their guns. So all these AP 0 shots now become AP 1, which is kind of deadly. Honestly, it is just fucking nuts. I'll tell you what I disliked about this unit. This unit got taken out, but for these 3 videos, they're going to be in and we're going to be talking about it. Hellbrute is another key unit to this list. The Hellbrute with the Abby combo. Anytime you crit, you get lethals and sustain. So with the Chaos wording, Tzeentch, Nurgle, whatever it may be, you crit on a 5, meaning that you get lethal and sustain on a 5. So if you're able to crit on a 5, basically with the Hellbrute within 6 inches of you, you're actually going to be able to crit on a 5, lethal and sustain. So what you do is you roll, let's say 20 dice, you get 10 5s. Those 5s auto wound, so basically you put 5 dice to the side, and then you put 5 more into the bucket because they explode. And then you re-roll the ones that missed, and then you do the same thing. Let's say you get 5 more 5s, you pick out the 5s, put them to the side, and then add 5 more to the pot. Then you take out all the misses, and then you re-roll all those ones that hit on a 5, and then you roll a wound. So that's the crit that's the lethal and sustain on a 5. That's what the whole point of this list is. And that works for everything within 6 inches. So again, if you tag somebody within 6 inches of the Hellbrute and Abby, that whole 20-man blob gets full rerolls to hit, critting on 5s, and lethal and sustain. It's just insane, guys. So we have 2 Predators. These are 3 printed by our boy Zach. We're not doing the last cannon, it's the autocannon, so it's basically this one. It's the autocannon with heavy bolters. I think I tried the last cannons. I'm going to be switching it to the heavy bolters, but the last cannons is what we used for this event with the Havoc Launcher and the combi weapon. Then, if you guys have noticed already, you're like, what the fuck is that? That is a crown. So that's the Chaos Crown. We used it a lot in 9th edition. 9th edition, you basically got to do you gained a CP, I believe, every turn. So instead of Abaddon gave him a CP, the crown gave us a CP, and everything within a certain distance of it had a 4-up invuln save. So just such a clutch model. And now in 10th edition, it's even better because with fortifications, you can put them literally right next to a terrain feature. Before, you had to remove a terrain feature and put it down if you couldn't fit it, and it had to be like 3 inches away from a terrain feature. Now, you literally just put it fucking right next to a terrain feature, and it's good to go. So then everything within 9 inches of it, wholly within, has a 4-up invuln save, and it's per model, it's not per unit. So let's say half my unit's in it, half my unit's out of it, the one that's in it gets the 4-up invuln save. So let's say I have 10 guys out of 9 inches. I'm not going to make the saves on them. I'm going to make the saves on the 10 guys that are in the 9 inches, like my cultists. So it's really, really good with spam, like the cultist spam and a cursed cultist, stuff like that. And even tanks. So tanks are wholly within 9 inches, which most of the time they're getting the 4-up invuln save. Guys, it is just such a good combo. So that is the 2,000 point list. So if you guys are at the point now, you probably fast forwarded on game 2 and game 3, but we're going to go into game 1. So let's go into game 1, 2, or 3, and then we'll get into it. Alrighty, So here is game 3 versus Custodes. This is our boy Yu. So he actually, me and him have been playing the last 3 RTTs at alternate universes. So every time we play, it's a really good matchup. We run clock, we play very strategic, a lot of movement shenanigans. He's a really good player. So he's been running Custodes, which got me back onto the Custodes train. I kind of copied his list last time. It's basically just all infantry Custodes. This time he actually switched it up and brought some tanks in. Last time we played, he played the 5 Dread Knights into Custodes, and that's when I was like super excited to go into them to kind of test out the new side cannons, and it was really good for me, unless he rolls a lot of 4-up saves, which is what he did. That's when I learned that Wardens were super hard to kill, especially when they pop their 4+ Feel No Pain for the turn, so kind of ignore them when he does that. But this time we're going against him with Chaos, so super different matchup. The last game you guys saw, game 2, was against Demons. That was really high saves, just mass volume of shots, can kill them pretty easily. This situation, they have 2+ saves, so a lot of AP 0 going into 2+ saves. He just has to roll a lot of 1s. So that's basically what I'm kind of relying on. The Predators have to do a lot of work this game, basically. That's going to be the goal going into it. And yeah, so it's just going to be volume of shots plus Predators and Abaddon trying to pick up a bunch of Custodes himself. So this is the list. He changed up a little bit. He's running 3 units of 5 Wardens, 1 unit of 5 Guardians. The Guardians is with the Draxes dude, the Inquisitor with the little dragon on the shoulder. 1 unit of the Sisters and Trajan, Blade Champion, and he's got a character dude as well. So I think that's the Shield Captain. So he's got the Shield Captain, Blade Champion, and Trajan, with Draxus leading the other unit. Then he's got 2 of these tanks, the Forge World tanks. They're pretty good. They're like D6 plus 3 damage each, 4 shots hitting on 2s. I don't know if they have sustain, but this is the mission. We are playing Take and Hold. This is hold 1, 2, or 3, and Chosen Battlefield. So the second time I played you with Chosen Battlefield, so both times were 2 and 2 for Chosen Battlefield. He set up first. All of the objectives are right near each other, which I'm fine because I'm taking fixed. So with Chosen Battlefield, I don't care which side I'm on because both sides have objectives right next to each other in no man's land, which is perfect for fixed. So we have this objective and this objective both pretty much within 6 inches of it, so I only have to kind of move up a little bit to do cleanse. Same thing on this side. So this side's a little bit closer over there, but move up, and then cleanse. So I took deploy teleport homers and cleanse for fixed. He took tactical. So with Custodes, they love objectives really close, and again for me, I wanted that as well, because if he gets close to me, I get to move up and just put a ton of shots into him with my auto wounding, critting, and all that fun stuff. So we got the 22 inches up all the way to the corner deployment, the weird deployment. And this is the setup at Alternate Universes Bluebell in Pennsylvania. We have all ruins. These green things are ruins as well, with the 2-inch movement things, so you can move right over them if you need to. Everything is first floor line of sight blocking, so it's pretty much WYSIWYG. You can't really see through any of these anyway. And if you go up to the second floor, if you happen to go up to the second floor or third floor or top floor, you can see down to try and get plunging fire if you're on the 3rd floor, I believe. Everything else is 4 inches. And then yeah, just play it how you play it. This is basically the kill box for the Games Workshop. So let's get into it. He gets turn 1, and he gets cleanse and assassinate. So obviously not going to get assassinate turn 1. This is his deployment. He's got 2 units of 5 guys each over here. One with the character Inquisitor, the other one with the blade. Shield Captain. The Blade Captain's over here with Trajan. Then 2 more Warden units over here. So 2 Warden units, 2 Warden units, and then a guard unit. So he has assault with everybody, so he's able to basically run out and do an action, which I believe he did with his blade shield captain. So shield captain basically ran like 12 inches, so he got all the way to the center objective, and he's able to do the action still. So he does cleanse on the center. Everything else kind of scooches up here, gets line of sight onto some of my zombies, which have a 9-inch bubble. Everything right here has basically a 9-inch bubble, 4-up invuln save. It's just ridiculous. You notice that I put it right next to the ruins now, because in 10th edition you can. If you've seen my other 2 videos on this RTT, you can move through this model. I didn't know this until game 3 of this. So game 1 and game 2, I didn't know the rule. Then I learned it after somebody told me after game 2 that you can literally just move right through it, because it's not a vehicle. So since it's not a vehicle, it doesn't stop other vehicles from moving through it. And since you can move through your own friendly models, you basically just move through the crown like it's not there, but the opponent can't move through it. So it still blocks deep strike, still blocks all that stuff. It's op 6-0, but the Cultists make objectives sticky anyway, so they're just going to make it sticky and then you walk off. So for him, he's got, again, 2 guys lined up over there, 2 guys lined up over there, and then the sisters, I believe, are right behind here. I'm just kind of waiting. He's got a tank right here, just so he can move out like 10 inches, and the other tank is back there to block line of sight. So everything is on the board. I don't think he had anything off the board. Then for us, our deployment's pretty standard for every single matchup. We have our 2 predators in the back. They move 10, so they're pretty quick, and they get line of sight angles on a lot. So I put line of sight angles so I can move out here and get a straight down line of sight to here. So that's going to be my first angle. My second angle is going to be lined up here, so I can get a straight line going through here. So that was my intent. Not really going to get a lot of lines going over here. I didn't want to put my predator here because then he's too far away from the Hellbrute and Abaddon. So I want to keep him near the Hellbrute and Abaddon. So I got one angle going this way, one angle going this way, which is basically all you need in this map because of where all the objectives are. So he can't really set up his guys anywhere on the left side of the objective. It has to be on the right side. And then over here, once I get out far enough, I'll be able to clear this objective, and then potentially shoot down to this objective. So all about angles with the predators. Then we got our 10-man Nurgle squad up front, another blue squad over here, another blue squad another squad over here, another squad over here. The dudes, Legionnaires with Abaddon right there as far forward as he possibly can, and the Hellbrute is back here waiting to move up. Then we have a unit in reserves, and then Nurgling in reserves. And again, I do the same thing over here. Nurgling is able to move up 5 inches around here, get within 6 inches of the center, which I believe is like right here. So that way they can do investigate or deploy turn 1. So that was the set every single time for fixed, is I want to be able to do deploy with my Nurglings, and I want to be able to do cleanse on 2 objectives. So my objectives I'm going for is this one and this one the rest of the game. That's it. So again, he gets turn 1, runs out, does cleanse, assassinate, he just ditches because there's no point. And this is deployment. So he's got sisters over here, not over there. So they're over here. And that is his deployment. And then at the end of turn 1, this is where his guys that ran 12 inches ended up. So he's got the Blade Champion, Trajan, Blade Captain. So Blade Champion's down here. The other guy was here. So Trajan switched place. This is basically the top of turn 2. Because when ran his guys up to here, pretend this is another unit. So pretend this is the Warden unit that was there prior. So they ran up there, did cleanse. He didn't know about the firepower that this army can dish out. So when he's doing his turn, I was like, do you want to do your 4++? He's like, nah. I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, okay. So he doesn't do it, and then realizes, as well as myself, realizing that we just obliterated this unit. Look how many shots I had going into that unit. Again, pretend this is the unit that was there, that Trajan then took over that spot. So these guys moved up. All of these guys moved up. These guys moved up. I think I did cleanse with the unit that got shot prior. So this unit was shot prior, so they were able to move up and cleanse, and then I did cleanse. No, I'm sorry. Nurgling unit did cleanse. So he moved up his tank to get line of sight onto my thing. I spent 1 CP for Nurgle, so he can't shoot outside 80 inches. So then he shot my other unit, the Nurgle unit, instead. They have a 4 pinball save, so I made like 2 out of 3 saves. Kills one of them. And then they move up to do cleanse right there and right there. Because I didn't really have a lot of things to do with that 10-man squad. So they basically moved up to cleanse. The Nurgling, again, walked up and did deploy teleport homers. Abaddon ran up to here to put everybody basically within 6 inches. This guy moved up to put basically everybody within 6 inches. So my 2 predators get line of sight into that unit that was there. So I have 2 predators aimed up, a bunch of shots, flamers, the rapid fire gun, and then the crack missile. So all of those lined up, a 20-man, 20-man, and a couple like random pot shots from this 10-man. These guys didn't really have a lot of shots over here, so they're just kind of waiting. So we line everything up and we just obliterate that unit off the table. I was shocked. He was shocked. Now having the Predator shots, AP2, going into infantry, he has his 4-up save. He had a couple cover saves, but still 3-up saves that you fail instantly just kills a warden because it's 3 damage. Then all the last cannons kill the rest of it. Bolters, all that random stuff. So just a ton of mass firepower going into that unit and just obliterate it. So we already killed 1 full warden squad with a blade champion on turn 1. That was a huge swing going into it. He was shocked. I was shocked. Then he's like, all right, maybe I should probably take, more effort into thinking about how much he can kill with this list. And I was like, yeah, I agree. So if he does the 4-up invuln saves, probably a different type of game, because I don't think I'd kill the whole unit. I'd probably only kill a couple of them, and then he still has his blade champion left, and he probably still would have controlled the center point. So for his turn 2, he gets 10 points. He held the backfield and this one, and then he gets defend stronghold, which was pretty easy for him because it's all the way back there and behind enemy lines. So he's got to get somehow behind this entire blob squad on turn 2, which he doesn't get. Then he's got to defend the stronghold back there. After his turn 2, I rapid ingress these Terminators behind this building over here. So with the Sorcerer and the Terminators, they rapid ingress back here. I really wanted to test them out. I wanted to get them in combat. All the Power Fists, Exploding Fives, Slanesh, Advance and Charging. Like, I wanted them to get into combat to test them out. And this is why I removed them from the list. So I rapid ingress them behind this building, 9 inches away from this squad, so that way I can potentially advance up, charge, steal that objective, and kill a bunch of guys in the backfield. Didn't happen. So for his turn, he moves up, Trajan, gets to here, shoots, and I believe he charges me. Yeah, so Trajan charges in and steals this objective. So he puts a ton of shots into here, charges in, kills a bunch of the green squad, a bunch of the regular squad, and a bunch of this back squad. So he kills a ton of cultists this turn, just with the amount of shots and then charging in. This unit, again, I think they popped the shoot twice. So they moved up, shot, and then shot again, which killed a lot more cultists. So I wasn't prepared with the amount of shots he had coming into just bolter fire, and a lot of these cultists were out of the 9-inch bubble, so they didn't have any saves, so they were just kind of getting mooned down. So the green squad did take a lot of shots. These guys died, and the blade champion advanced up and then charged this turn into the blue squad. So they went from all the way back there to all the way up here. Tank is still getting some shots off on the crown, which I just keep doing the 1 CP, but this turn he moves up to be within 18 inches, I believe. Yep, he comes up to be within 18 inches of my crown, so that way he can shoot it, and then I happen to make the saves. So he takes it down from, I believe, 14 wounds down to 9. So he still lives after getting shot by the Predator, by the tank, down to 9 wounds. His turn 1 also, he lost this tank back here. So this tank that was out there moved up to get some shots off, and I think that's what killed it. So these Predators didn't go crazy into these guys. It mainly was the amount of volume going into it. I think they shot the last cannon from this Hellbrute, shot down the line to get to the tank, and then this Predator shot down the line to get the tank and just kill the tank. The last Predator went into these guys to kill these guys. So that's what happened to this tank up here on turn 1. So we killed a tank, and we killed a full unit of wardens with the blade champion. It was insane. So again, after his turn 2, he gets 10 for primary, and he defended the stronghold because of this situation right here. So Trajan coming down here, he charges in, and then for my turn, I move up my Terminators, and then I charge in. So I didn't have to advance because I was already 9 inches away, so I just moved up 5, shot a bunch of them, and then I charged. Now when I charged, I got basically all of them in there. All right, so when I got all of them in there, I was basically spending about 10 minutes of my time. We were on clock. I was just deciding, how do I get around the fight first with this unit? And I didn't want Abaddon to die. So my whole goal is for Abaddon to charge in, but not die because of line of sight. So with precision, Trajan could basically proc fight first for free, and then he can just spend 1 CP to gain precision, and then he could basically snipe out Abaddon if he could see him. So my intent was Abaddon stay behind this ruin right here, and then after I charge in, Abaddon couldn't get base to base, so he basically would have just stayed there. And then when I pile in, Abaddon would have piled in onto the other side of this wall, and then been base to base with the guy that was right here, and then that guy was in base to base with the unit. But I killed too many guys in the shooting phase that the guy that was here was no longer there. So he removed the guy closest to me so that Abaddon wasn't able to pile in and then fight. So how it would have worked was I would have charged in. He would have been base to base with everybody, so he can't move, right? Then he doesn't have line of sight to Abaddon because he's behind the wall, so he can't precision Abaddon. So I'm relying that I'm going to survive with the 4-up invuln saves from the crown, that I'm going to survive his attacks enough for me to have at least 1 to 2 guys left, and then Abaddon pile in and attack the rest of the unit to kill the unit. That was my intent, that was my goal, and it basically was about to happen, except I killed too many guys in the shooting phase, so I wasn't able to do it. So I just said, fuck it, I'm going in. I go in. If he wants to precision out Abaddon, he precisions out Abaddon, but then I kill him in return anyway with the rest of the Legionnaires and the Hellbrute and all that stuff. So that way these guys could attack these guys and finish off the squad and stop defend Stronghold. Instead, he did the smart thing, and we both talked about this. I was just sitting there waiting to see what he does. I was telling him, I already know what to do. I know what you should do. And he's thinking, he's like, all right, I don't know what to do. Should I interrupt here? Should I do fight first here? Or should I go with Trajan and kill Abaddon? The smart play, which he chose the right move, was he interrupted and fought first with this unit. Because if he kills my Terminators and my Sorcerer, he keeps the defend Stronghold, he keeps the points for primary, and Trajan was going to die anyway. So Trajan was already dead. Didn't matter. If he interrupts with Trajan and he kills Abaddon, who cares? Trajan then still dies, but I'm able to get attacks off on here, which I would have had a ton of attacks. They have like 3 or 4 attacks each, explode on 5s, full rerolls to hit when they Dark Pact, and their strength 8, winning on 3s with all of their power fists. So it would have been a bloodbath over here. And they're not wardens, so they would have just got obliterated. So he did the smart play. He interrupted over here to go for primary and killing my Terminators off the board and my Sorcerer, and then I moved up and killed Trajan and his dude left down here. So he procced his 2+ invuln save instead. It only took a couple saves for him to just die. I think with the full rerolls from Abaddon with devastating wounds killed him as well. So it just gets around the 2+ invuln save. He has to take his 4-up mortal wound save, or dev wound save, which is separate than mortal wound save, by the way. And then he just died. So Abaddon finished off Trajan and that unit. The Blade Champion was down here. He finished off basically the all but one from the blue unit. So with the 4-up invuln save, it was funny because when he charged in, he had a ton of attacks, but I was able to save a bunch of saves because of the 4-up invuln save. This crown is no joke into Custodes. Custodes charging into my Cultists, and the Cultists living is just not lore centric at all, which is just insane when it was happening. So I'm just taking, dodging the Blade Champion all left and right, and I have one basically zombie left on this objective, and then this thing is out of combat. He didn't want to pile into the crown, so he just stayed where he's at. So up here, he murders my entire squad besides the Sorcerer. So the Sorcerer lived after the fucking bloodbath up here. So that's all that's left. Fights back, kills everything but the Sorcerer. Sorcerer lives, but I didn't get the objective, so I didn't kill the objective. I did do cleanse for one objective. So one of these guys happened to do cleanse. I think it was down here. So these guys all scooted up on this objective to basically get more OBSEC on this objective, and then they did cleanse. I couldn't cleanse this objective because I wanted Abaddon's unit to charge and kill shit, so nothing can cleanse there, but I got my Nurglings in his deployment zone, so they were able to do deploy teleport armies for 4. So we get 10 per primary. I'm sorry, turn 2 we had 5 for primary because he basically stole almost everything back from me, so I was only able to get my home field objective. So I had 5 for primary, and then his turn 3 he gets 15 for primary because he held this one, and this one. Because I believe he made a guy back onto the objective to then take it back from me. So he had 15 for primary on turn 3, which is huge. So he's going into turn 3 up in points. He's got 10 on primary, 15 on primary, and he's doing pretty good for secondaries. So to game 3 or turn 3, he's got extend battle lines, which is super easy for him, and then no prisoners. So really good secondaries for him on turn 3. He's got to kill shit, which is what he's doing, and then just control one of the objectives, which he already has with this tank right here. So I'm on the back burner. I'm like, fuck, I'm losing guys too fast. I did kill a bunch of his units, but he still has enough units to basically get his secondaries and primary set. But he did lose Trajan, his unit, the blade champ, or the shield captain and his unit. So all he has left is the blade champion with a couple wardens down here, and the character inquisitor with these guys up here. And I think the sisters are back here somewhere. So on his turn 3, he focuses just on killing guys. So he moves these guys back. I think he falls back with my guy because he didn't want to have free kills from my my sorcerer. So he falls these guys back. The sister champions move up a little bit, try and shoot the this dude. He keeps him on 2 wounds, so he's got 2 wounds left from the sorcerer. The tank died because I think I charged it with Abaddon's unit, and then the blade champion moves up, charges my tank on the objective right here, charges my tank. Wasn't sure if he wanted to get into combat with these guys, because then I would have just kind of tied him up the rest of the game. So he charges the tank and he charges my crown, trying to kill the crown and trying to do damage to the tank. Didn't do either. So he took my crown actually down to I think it was like 7 wounds. So he didn't do almost anything to the crown. He wasn't able to spend CP to get +1 to wound. And then this guy going into the tank didn't really do much to the tank. I think the tank took 3 wounds from the combat phase. Again, 4 up invuln save, everything within 9 inches of the crown. These guys, obviously, you saw, can walked onto my deployment zone, get a bunch of shots the prior turn, didn't really kill a lot. And then down here, we were able to kind of keep these guys back and just focus on cleansing. So the Nurglings cleansed this objective. These guys cleansed over here. And this Abaddon advanced, made a guy, advanced, and then charged the tank to take off the tank from this objective. I wanted to place it out where if I was able to move up or advance up, I advanced some of my guys this way. And then I advanced Abaddon, who he's the only one that needs to attack the tank to kill a tank. And then some of the guys advanced this way. So my goal was to steal this home field objective and this objective as well. So how you do it is you advance up from here. You advance kind of diagonal. And then when you charge, you have to end closer to the charge target. So if this one guy is right where this, let's say here, he can go kind of diagonal this way and would have ended closer to the tank. Equal or closer to the tank. So you measure out, he's like, all right, 15 inches away. He has to end 15 or less away from the tank to successfully make his charge towards that model. He doesn't have to go directly towards it. He just has to go diagonal, equal distance away. So Abaddon makes his charge into the tank, same with these guys, and then I chain out the rest of these guys to stay in coherency to try and get my guys on this objective, which we end up doing, so we end up stealing this home field objective from him. So we steal the primary by getting our guys on this objective. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 on this objective, and then we have a lot on this objective. So we kill the tank. We do 4 for cleanse and 4 for deployed teleport homers. We had 10 points for primary going into that turn. Turn 4, we were able to keep him to a 5 for primary, which is good. He's starting to run out of models. He's starting to run out of holding objectives. So this is the part where we're starting to kind of like come back with the primary. So he held my objective, which is great. But he's only got left this, unit and a couple sisters and this unit that is just wreaking havoc in my backfield. But we traded spots. Now I'm on his side. He's got 1 unit on my side. It's fine because I hold more objectives. So the end of turn 4, he had Bring It Down, which he wasn't able to get because this isn't a vehicle. which is funny. So he's not able to get that. And overwhelming force. So he kills a model on an objective. He killed this model on the objective, and I believe he killed probably one of these cultists on the objective. So there was like a single cultist on the objective that he killed. So he gets 5 points for that. But again, he finally takes out the crown, but he doesn't get anything for it. He only gets overwhelming force, but still, it was just funny that he didn't get bring it down. Then he's putting all of his guys in the combat with the Predator, which again, I don't care at this point because all these guys are just kind of bogging them down the rest of the game. Their whole goal now is just to keep them where they're at and just be like, all right, you can have this objective, I don't care, I'll take over the rest of the 4 objectives. Predator then moves up, gets in the center. These guys are now cleansing both of these objectives. We still have our Nurglings kind of doing their job and doing deploy teleport homers. That's literally all their jobs to do. Come down and just deploy. Abaddon gets off this objective, moves up, and then charges the Guardians that were left on this objective, and he just picks them up because Abaddon would have immediately destroyed them. So then on his turn 5, he gets 5 again for primary because all he controls is my home field objective. Then he gets captured my outpost, which was perfect for him. Captured my enemy outpost, and then secured no man's land. He gets 5 because I believe he ditched that objective and then just advanced towards these 2 objectives and then took those 2 away. So by the end of the game, he's got that one. Yeah, so I think he moves. I guess he should have only gotten 5. Yeah, I guess he should have only gotten this one, which was, I think was 3. I don't know if you control my home field objective, if that's, I don't think so. I think secure no man's land is you have to control 2 in the center, but I don't have any more pictures of the game. So I don't know if he would have got it. We probably talked it out the last turn. Like, there's no way he would have got it, even if he maxed out on points. So he got 8, and then let's say 3 for secure no man's land. And then for me, our last turn, we got 15 again because we controlled this one, and we have bottom turn. So all we had to do was control this again, and then we get 15. And then we had 4 for cleanse because we cleanse again these 2. I could probably cleanse his home field as well. And then he did deploy teleport homers for 4. So this is the end of the score. 82 to 70, technically 82 to 68, 67, 68. Because I think he would have only gotten 3 the last turn, but 82 out of 90 because we do points for painting at the very end. The paint scores shouldn't deter people from showing up to RTTs and getting games in. I always suggest going to RTTs to get 3 full games in a day and just practice and meet people and kind of find out new stores around you. Maybe go to people's houses and play some games there. It's a really good event. I always tell all my dirtbags to go in and just play 40k at an RTT. Even if it's your first time, you go 0-3, it doesn't matter. You're getting out, you're having games, and you're meeting new people by doing the game that you like. So I highly recommend going out and getting as many RTTs as you can. Just kind of expand and learn the most from playing RTTs. Even if you lose, it's fine. You're learning the most from when you lose, especially if you get an opponent, hopefully like myself, where we coach you while we're playing. So even a really good opponent like you, I'm still trying to help them and decide which way is the best way to go, which guys to kill is the best way to go. So after we decided that one turn that him killing my Terminators was the best bet, we 100% paused the clock and was like, all right, I 100% agree with you. That was the best play, and here's why. So that's, hopefully you get opponents like that. If not, go up and find the guy that runs the tournament and ask who the best person to ask on what would have done better for that specific game. All right, let's get back into this. So we got 45 out of 50 for primary. We had a huge turn, 3, 4, and 5. So we had 10, 15, 15. So 45 out of 50 for primary. We had 18 out of 20 for cleanse. One of the turns we were only able to cleanse 1 objective. And then 19 out of 20, which is our goal every time for deployed teleport homers. If I get deployed turn 1 in the center, that's 3. And then I'm trying to get deployed in his deployment zone every single time for the rest of the game, which is 4 the rest of the game. So 19 out of 20 and then 18 out of 20. So we almost had perfect secondary points. And then 45 out of 50 I'm happy with. So again, we only lost out on 8 points because we're only playing to 90 points because painting is at the end of the tournament. It's basically made for 2nd, 3rd, 4th place sometimes for prize support. Then Yu gets 35 out of 50. He came out of the gate hot. He had 10, 15, 5, 5 when he started to lose his units. And then he had 35 out of 40, which is really good for secondary points. His turn 5 was freaking 13, should have been 11, but still, like, 8 when capturing the outpost was the perfect secondary that you can get on turn 5, especially sitting on my home field objective. So great game, you 82 to 70. This is the final board state right here. He's got these guys left, which we just kind of ignored them. Nurgling just moved down and sat next to him, so he got -1 to hit. Predators just kind of chilling. These guys are getting the points there, and then Abaddon just sitting in the back getting there. So we still had Abaddon, 1 unit of Cultists, this unit of Cultists, Predator, Nurglings. He had Sisters, and this unit down here. So, great game, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you liked, didn't like, how we can improve on the channel, what you're learning with the battle reports. If you like these battle reports and you want to see more of them, especially the tournament setting, because these are tournament games that you're going to see the best lists, best tactics to go over. I do regular battle reports on Monday nights, Monday Night Gaming. That's for Patreons only. So if you guys want to support the channel and go watch some live games, head over to patreon.com. We post every Monday with the live games. If not, we try and get it later in the week. And then there's a lot of tactical videos specifically made for Patreon. Half of the videos go up on YouTube, half the videos go up on Patreon. So I really appreciate the support. And let me know if you guys want to get in the competitive scene, because there's competitive Dirtbags where you get coaching from one of the Dirtbags. Also myself, where we go over lists, tactics, any questions, anytime. Ask any of the Dirtbags on Patreon what they think about it and what they're learning. And I'm heading out to Atlantic City Open this year in June. And in August, we have Nova, which is in DC. So if you guys are heading there, definitely let me know. Appreciate it. Good luck. And we'll see you in another battle report soon. What's up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. If you guys are thinking about joining the Patreon page, we're going to go over each tier and how it's going to benefit you and what you're looking for specifically to get out of 40k in 10th edition coming up. There's a lot of stuff to go over. There's a lot of tactical videos up on the channel, which is for free. There's going to be a bunch of perks that you get specifically for being a part of the Dirtbag Nation Patreon page. So first off, we have the first tier, which is $1 a month. You guys get first access to the videos over at patreon.com. You also get access to the Discord, which is specifically a private link in the Discord that only Patreon members can see. So you guys will have first access to that. Also a benefit is Patreons over the Dirtbag Nation get live streamed games on patreon.com streamed from YouTube, but there's only links specifically for the patreons.com. So not only do you get first access to these videos, you also get to see live stream games specifically only on patreon.com. The next tier is the Justicar. You guys get a shout out on every single video on YouTube. You also get to support us a little bit more. You get first dibs at voting on Discord, as well as you just kind of say, hey, I just want to be a Justicar Dirtbag and support you guys a little bit more than that $1 a month here. But you get all the same access as well as the different color over on the Discord. So the third tier is the competitive Dirtbag. This tier, you get a lot more one-on-one coaching. This is a lot of the Dirtbags over on the Dirtbag Nation. They are able to send out messages one-on-one, go over list ideas, tactics, anything you guys want to talk about. When I was getting into 40k, or really any game in general, I always wanted to message the top players in the meta and just ask them questions. This $10 a month tier gets you that opportunity to message us one-on-one on Discord, so that way we can actually coach you, give you our insights, suggestions, and that's going to get you better at the 40k 10th edition as a whole. So that tier alone, just $10 a month to have one-on-one coaching, one-on-one messages anytime throughout the month, that's going to be a perfect tier for you guys. Even if you're brand new to the game, we go over 1,000-point list, 1,500-point list, 2,000-point brand new starting list, team list, anything you guys need. That's what the competitive Dirtbag tier is for. Also, you get a little bit of red number name tag on Discord, so people know that you're really serious about getting into the competitive scene. The Grandmaster Dirtbags. This is the all-in-all $25 a month tier. You get one-on-one coaching, everything we said prior to this, but you guys get to see me, Mike, any of the other Dirtbags play your specific list that you want to see tested out live on one of our battle reports. You guys get to mention, suggest videos you guys want to see coming up on patreon.com. So you guys get the above first tier benefit of everything that we do over at Dirtbag Nation. All the support mainly comes from you guys supporting us over here at Dirtbag Nation. And Grandmasters, I can't thank you enough, but for $25 a month,
You get one-on-one coaching and anything you want to see live on the tabletops. You get to see a professional play right in front of you. You guys get to kind of like see it one-on-one, and I'm actually making this specifically for you. There's also TTS events that you guys can suggest. If you guys want to do a first 1 or 2 turn run through on TTS, we can actually log in and coach you one-on-one with that. If you guys see us at any GTs, you guys get special benefits, free dice, stuff like that. Anytime you purchase a merch thing on Discord, you guys get a free limited edition Dirtbag dice sent to you with every single purchase on top of that. So there's a lot of benefits coming up with the Grandmaster Dirtbag. Because I can't thank you enough for supporting us. Definitely let me know which tier would be best for you if you go over to patreon.com and specifically go to a tier. And make sure you don't forget to message me up on Discord. That's where we check every single day. If you guys are really into getting into 10th edition 40k, head over to Patreon, join the Competitive Dirtbag or the Grandmaster. Message me as many times as you possibly want, and I'll coach you the best I possibly can on any specific army that you guys play. Mainly our armies right now, currently, going into 2024, is going to be Chaos Space Marines, Grey Knights, Death Guard, and then we have Custodes, Sisters, and I think that's it going into the Wings of 2024. But again, any other army that you guys play, we have other coaches lined up for the Dirtbags that are ready to take on that role of the Competitive Dirtbag page. So guys, really appreciate it. Thanks for clicking on the video. Thanks for joining the Dirtbag Nation if you guys are already part of us. And we'll see you in another video soon.